Thanks. Right now, 18 states are suing the federal government to block President Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship. The 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to children born in the U.S. regardless of their parents' status. Plaintiffs says the president can't undo a right written into the Constitution. The American Civil Liberties Union and the League of the United Latin American Citizens are also suing the Trump administration over the birthright citizenship executive order. A law professor at St. Mary's University tells us it can take a while for the Supreme Court to make a ruling.
We're probably going to have an injunction that will stop the Trump administration from implementing this presidential directive until the Supreme Court decides one way or the other.
The president acknowledged the executive order could face legal pushback when he signed it last night, but said they have good grounds for the action. The order is scheduled to go in place February 19th.
They're out there enforcing law out today. And of course, as I've said numerous times, they're concentrating on public safety threats. That'll be our priority right out of the gate. So ICE officers are back to doing their job.
ICE raids and mass deportations, just some of the many promises President Trump said he would enact once in office to crack down on illegal immigration. Tonight, we continue our team coverage of the crisis at the border following President Trump's immigration policy changes and how it's impacting the Texas border in our backyard. Our crew stationed in the RGV, Eagle Pass, and Del Rio. President Donald Trump signed nearly a dozen executive orders on border security after he was sworn into office yesterday. And many of them will have big impacts right here in Texas. Fox SA's Jordan Elder is in Maverick County along the border tonight with a look at why some law enforcement officials say these orders will help.
Over the last 4 years, Texas has taken over a lot of the work on the border wall. Now, with new executive orders, President Trump says he's wanting the federal government to take that back over. Border officials here in Texas tell me they're hoping that directive and others help with public safety.
I will declare a national emergency at our southern border.
A standing ovation from the Capitol crowd when President Trump talked about border security.
Based on the current crisis at the southern border.
Signing the ideas into executive orders hours later. Some sheriffs along the border are applauding too.
That sent a message to the rest of the world that you won't come to the United States and be allowed in. Our borders are shut down.
In Terrell County, Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland says they primarily encounter people trying to sneak into the U.S. or people trying to sneak in drugs. This executive order designates cartels as global terrorist groups, which he says will open up more resources.
And will help more than anything stop that illicit flow of fentanyl.
It also allows the military to help defend against cartels. By declaring an invasion in this order, it frees up military funding and personnel to help with operations. Aside from the executive orders, Trump also vowed to start mass deportations.
We will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
We have to think about the scale of what's been done.
Kathleen Bush Joseph with the Migration Policy Institute says there have been large numbers of people deported under former Presidents Biden, Trump, and Obama. But those were people who had recently crossed the border.
Removing people from the interior of the country looks very different when immigration and customs enforcement officers are going into communities and arresting people where they live and work.
Many of these orders are likely to be challenged in court like we saw in Trump's first term.
There's going to be a lot of probably going back and forth, and we'll just have to wait to see really what the outcome of that will be.
Reporting in Maverick County, I'm Jordan Elder.
The Trump administration's border policies put rural Texas towns in the spotlight. Fox SA's Matt Roy joins us now from Starr County with how officials view this newly found national recognition.
Yeah, we're in Rio Grande City, which is the biggest town in Starr County, just about 15,000 residents. In fact, this small, impoverished town just got their first Starbucks about 3 years ago. But now this town and this county are gaining national recognition thanks to the potential of a migrant detention center being built just down the road. City Manager Gilbert Milan thinks the detention center can be a good thing for the area, especially because the poverty rate for Rio Grande City is nearly triple the national average.
Well, like you just said, it brings government employees, but independent contractors to the city. And all these people are going to be eating and staying at our hotels and eating at our restaurants, local restaurants. It's got an economic impact to it.
Besides the economic impact that the potential migrant detention facility could have, politically, the people of this county told the world that they want better border security in the last election. Since 1892, Starr County has voted Democrat in every presidential election until 2024, when Trump beat Kamala Harris by 14 points. Why? Because of their border policies. So not only are people okay with this, they're welcoming it. Reporting in Starr County, I'm Matt Roy.
Now, with the changes at the border, we may see an uptick in migrants crossing under the radar with coyotes as it gets warmer. To prepare, Texas DPS has launched a new unit. Aryami Virhin was invited for an exclusive look at the mounted horse patrol out of the Eagle Pass Del Rio area.
We are in an area called Rosita Valley near the Kickapoo Indian Reservation. Now, this terrain here is like most of South Texas. It is rough and migrants cross through the river, which is up the street from here. That is why DPS started a new unit that will help find coyotes and also migrants that may be lost. Here in South Texas, high-speed chases are nothing new. Usually, it is human smugglers or coyotes trying to get away from authorities. After they crash, they take off on foot, hiding in private ranches. This is where a new unit of the Texas Department of Public Safety, or DPS, is hoping to help where cars cannot go. It was early morning in Kinney County. This is where we were invited to meet the new unit.
I decided to join because I felt like it's a great asset for the department, and it's a great asset for the citizens of Texas.
Trooper John Duran and the members of the unit get here early to a private ranch where their 6 horses are kept. Troopers feed them and have them ready to go by sunrise.
If there was bailouts overnight or a bailout going on right now or bodies moving through the field at the moment, then we'll quickly respond to that event.
That call came right away. The unit drove an hour to help the Zavala County Sheriff's Office find a vehicle that was in pursuit earlier in the morning and crashed through the fence of this ranch. The horses here can go for miles, breaking through the brush.
Now we're attempting to locate the vehicle. So the troopers have deployed the horses, and we're going to assist with tracking the signs that the vehicle has left on the ground, and hopefully gives us a good direction of where the vehicle might be at.
So the vehicle's still in here?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not just looking for the driver?
Correct.
Within 15 minutes, the mounted troopers find the vehicle, but no drivers or migrants. They will continue their search.
The advantage of being on a horse is you're able to navigate through the brush with ease. You have a height advantage of being able to see maybe bodies that have been laid up in the grass. If you're tracking people and they lay on the grass, the horse gives you that advantage of being able to see from up top high.
The mission is challenging, but the troopers know this will help curb illegal activity and possibly save lives. In Rosita Valley, near the Kickapoo Reservation, I'm Aryami Virhin, Fox SA.